The biggest stage in tennis was about to witness one of the most unforgettable moments of the opening round. A young Filipina star walked onto the legendary Wimbledon grass carrying the hopes of an entire nation, while her experienced opponent had only one goal to stop the dream before it truly began. Every point felt like a battle. Every rally pushed both players to their limits, and by the end of this dramatic showdown, the tennis world couldn't stop talking about Alex Eala. The entire tennis world just witnessed something absolutely unthinkable. A 21-year-old Filipina sensation walked onto the sacred grass of Wimbledon and completely destroyed all expectations in a performance that left commentators speechless and fans in complete disbelief. Nobody, absolutely nobody, predicted the sheer dominance that was about to unfold on court 18. While her experienced Mexican opponent prepared to crush the young dreamer's hopes, Alex Eala delivered a masterclass that will be remembered for generations. This wasn't just a victory. This was a statement that announced the arrival of Asia's next tennis superstar on the biggest stage in the sport. The impossible just became reality. The atmosphere at Wimbledon's Court 18 crackled with anticipation as two warriors prepared for battle on the most hallowed grounds in tennis history. For Alex Eala, this moment represented everything she had worked towards since picking up a tennis racket as a tiny girl in the Philippines. The 21-year-old prodigy had already captured the tennis world's attention with her meteoric rise to the WTA rankings, but Wimbledon presented an entirely different level of challenge. Standing across the net, Renata Zarazúa carried herself with the confidence of a seasoned professional who had navigated countless pressure situations throughout her career. The 26-year-old Mexican had won multiple ITF titles and knew exactly how to handle the unique demands of grass-court tennis. Her experience gave her a distinct advantage, or so the experts believed. Every tennis analyst had predicted a straightforward victory for Zarazúa. The oddsmakers had installed the Mexican as the clear favorite. The commentators spoke endlessly about how the grass surface would expose Eala's supposed weaknesses. Nobody gave the young Filipina a realistic chance of advancing, but Alex Eala had heard these doubts before. She had faced skepticism throughout her entire career, from her early days at the Rafael Nadal Academy to her breakthrough performances on the WTA Tour. Every time someone counted her out, she responded with performances that silenced her critics. As both players walked onto the court, the Philippine flag waved proudly in the stands. A small but vocal contingent of Filipino supporters had made the journey to London, determined to show their unwavering support for their national hero. Their presence provided Eala with an emotional boost that no analyst could quantify. The opening exchanges set the tone for what would become an unforgettable contest. Eala came out firing immediately, her powerful forehand finding the corners of the court with alarming consistency. Her movement on the grass looked natural and fluid, belying her limited experience on the surface. Every point seemed to build her confidence further. Zarazúa, meanwhile, struggled to find her rhythm. The Mexican's normally reliable ground strokes lacked their usual penetration, and she found herself constantly on the defensive. The expected experience advantage had evaporated within the first few games, replaced by a desperate search for answers against an opponent playing inspired tennis. The first set would belong entirely to the young Filipina, but the battle was far from over. Zarazúa had built her career on resilience, and she had no intention of letting this opportunity slip away without a fight. Alex Eala opened the match like a woman possessed by something extraordinary. Her movement across the pristine Wimbledon grass was poetry in motion, graceful, powerful, and utterly relentless. Every step she took seemed calculated to perfection, every swing of her racket delivering devastating consequences for her opponent. The young Filipina secured an immediate break in the opening game, sending a thunderous message that she had not come to Wimbledon simply to participate. Her ground strokes, usually a weapon on hard courts, had somehow translated flawlessly to the grass surface. The ball seemed to explode off her racket, leaving Zarazúa scrambling helplessly. Zarazúa's body language began to betray her frustration. The Mexican could not find any answers to the onslaught. Her serve, normally reliable, had abandoned her when she needed it most. Double faults crept into her game as Eala continued piling on the pressure with relentless aggression. By the time the score reached fourth hour, Court 18 had transformed from a tennis arena into a showcase of sporting brilliance. Every spectator recognized they were witnessing something special, a young player announcing her arrival on tennis's biggest stage. The commentators had run out of superlatives to describe Eala's performance. The set concluded with breathtaking efficiency. Eala secured the bagel on her own serve, completing a perfect 60-cent set that sent shockwaves through the Wimbledon grounds. The scoreboard told a story of absolute dominance, but the statistics revealed something even more impressive. Eala had committed just 2 unforced errors throughout the entire set. When the players changed ends, Zarazúa wore an expression of stunned disbelief. She had prepared meticulously for this match, studied Eala's game, and developed comprehensive strategies to counter the Filipina's strengths. Nothing had worked. Nothing even came close to working. Eala sat calmly in her chair, sipping water and appearing almost bored by what she had just accomplished. The mental fortitude she displayed was remarkable for someone so young. There was no hint of anxiety or nervousness, just serene confidence radiating from the teenager. The tennis world had officially been put on notice. This was not the same Alex Eala who had occasionally struggled with consistency in previous tournaments. This was a fully evolved version, an athlete who had learned to harness her talent and convert it into relentless dominance. The first set was perfect. But Zarazúa, a fighter known for never surrendering, would not go quietly into the Wimbledon night. Renata Zarazúa emerged for the second set with fire in her eyes and renewed determination in her step. The Mexican had been humiliated in the opening set, and her professional pride demanded immediate retaliation. She understood that Wimbledon's history was filled with incredible comebacks, and she was determined to author her own. The opening game of the second set revealed an entirely different Zarazúa. Her serves found their mark with increased precision. Her ground strokes carried more weight, more purpose. She had finally begun dictating rallies instead of merely reacting to Eala's brilliance. Eala, however, showed no signs of complacency. The young Filipina had learned valuable lessons about maintaining intensity throughout her young career, and she refused to let her foot off the accelerator. The rallies became increasingly brutal, long, punishing exchanges that tested both players' physical and mental endurance. The crowd found themselves divided in their loyalties. The Filipino supporters continued their passionate chanting, while a growing number of neutrals had been won over by Eala's captivating style. Every spectacular winner drew gasps of appreciation, every incredible get earning applause from all corners of Court 18. Midway through the second set, Zarazúa finally secured her first breakpoint opportunity. The tension on the court reached almost unbearable levels. Eala faced a crucial moment. Would she maintain her composure or finally crack under pressure? The Filipina responded with characteristic poise. She saved the breakpoint with a delicate drop shot that left Zarazúa stranded at the baseline. The crowd erupted in appreciation of the audacious shot selection. Another breakpoint opportunity emerged moments later, and once again Eala found the perfect response. Zarazúa's desperation intensified with each passing game. She began taking unnecessary risks, attempting shots that seemed impossible even for elite professionals. Some of these gambles paid off, producing brilliant winners that kept the set competitive. Others failed spectacularly, handing Eala easier points. The tension around Court 18 had become palpable by the time Eala served for the match. The young Filipina stood on the precipice of history, one game away from achieving something no Philippine tennis player had ever accomplished. The weight of national expectation rested entirely on her young shoulders. Zarazúa fought valiantly in that final game, extending rallies and forcing Eala to earn every point. But the Mexican's resistance finally crumbled against the relentless onslaught. Eala secured victory with a powerful forehand winner that left her opponent motionless. As the final ball landed, Eala fell to her knees in celebration. The emotions that flooded through Alex Eala as she rose from her knees were overwhelming. Tears streamed down her face, mixing with the sweat from an incredible battle. In that moment, everything she had sacrificed, the early mornings, the endless training, the time away from family, had been validated in the most spectacular way possible. Her team rushed onto the court, engulfing her in a group embrace. Coaches, trainers, and supporters all wanted to share in this historic moment. The celebration continued for several minutes as Eala struggled to process the enormity of her achievement. Zarazúa showed tremendous sportsmanship, approaching the net to congratulate her young conqueror. The Mexican's expression revealed genuine respect and admiration for Eala's performance. She knew she had been beaten by someone who had produced something truly special. The television cameras captured every emotional moment. Eala's family, watching from the stands, wept openly with pride and joy. Her mother and father had sacrificed so much to support their daughter's tennis dreams, and now they were witnessing the culmination of years of dedication. Fans across the Philippines celebrated wildly. Social media exploded with congratulatory messages, including posts from government officials, celebrities, and ordinary citizens. Eala had united an entire nation, providing a moment of collective joy that transcended sport. When Eala finally addressed the cameras in her courtside interview, her voice trembled with emotion. She spoke about the support from her country, the belief in her team, and her determination to continue making history. Her words resonated far beyond the Wimbledon grounds. The media could not stop talking about what they had witnessed. Headlines around the world celebrated the stunning victory. Tennis legends shared their admiration for the young Filipina. Former champions predicted a bright future for this remarkable teenager. Eala had done more than win a tennis match. She had transformed herself from promising talent to genuine contender. The tennis world now viewed her through entirely different eyes, recognizing the special qualities that made this young woman capable of extraordinary achievements. As she walked off court 18, waving to the adoring crowd, Eala understood that this victory would represent just one chapter in what promised to be an incredible story. The journey was far from over. Alex Eala's victory over Renata Zarazúa will be remembered as the moment Philippine tennis finally arrived on the global stage. The significance of this triumph extends far beyond the scoreline, representing a watershed moment for tennis in Southeast Asia and inspiring a new generation of young players across the region. Eala's performance at Wimbledon showcased the complete evolution of her game. Her powerful ground strokes, intelligent shot selection, and remarkable composure under pressure combined to create something genuinely special. The young Filipina demonstrated that she can compete with the sport's elite on any surface in any situation. The statistics from the match told a remarkable story. Eala converted 5 of 8 breakpoint opportunities, demonstrating extraordinary efficiency in crucial moments. She won 75% of her first serve points and displayed remarkable consistency from the baseline. These numbers would make any tennis analyst sit up and take notice. But numbers alone cannot capture the essence of what Eala achieved. The mental transformation was perhaps most impressive. A 21-year-old carrying the weight of national expectation while maintaining unwavering focus and belief. This psychological fortitude separates great players from merely good ones. The tennis establishment has taken notice. Experts who previously questioned whether Eala could translate her junior success to the professional tour now view her as a legitimate force. Former champions have praised her technical abilities, while also highlighting her impressive tactical awareness. Eala's Wimbledon journey continues, but this victory will forever hold a special place in tennis history. It represents the arrival of a new force in women's tennis, someone who refuses to be limited by expectations or constrained by conventional wisdom. For the Philippines, this victory carries profound significance. A nation of 110 million people has found a sporting hero who embodies the best qualities of Filipino culture, resilience, determination, and unwavering spirit. Eala has become a symbol of what can be achieved with hard work and belief. The young Filipina knows that challenges remain ahead. Grand Slam tournaments are notoriously difficult to navigate, and every opponent will now prepare extensively to face her. But Eala has demonstrated that she possesses the qualities needed to overcome any obstacle. As Court 18 emptied and the sun set over the All England club, a new chapter in tennis history had been written. Alex Eala had announced herself to the world in spectacular fashion. The tennis world would never look at this young Filipina the same way again. If you enjoyed this latest tennis update and want to stay ahead of the biggest stories in the world, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to World Zone right now. Turn on the notification bell so you never miss a moment of the action. See you in the next video.